Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banya Sharala of the Lions Den Camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab Banya Sharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Not today, I'll be coming out with a lesson. And I don't have much of a title for it, but of course, it is always inspired through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It was a video that the Elder Gabar had done about the Lord controlling the actions of men. And then secondly, the brother Gabar of this camp, the Lions Den camp, he did a lesson on what divine communication. And it made me think of Job chapter 23, verse 14 in particular. But I'm gonna read these few verses, but then I'm gonna end it. But nonetheless, it is the Heavenly Father that controls the actions of men. It is the Heavenly Father that gives us our instructions on what we ought to do for the day. And whatever it is, it's the Heavenly Father who controls all these things. If someone goes off, the Heavenly Father controlled that. The Heavenly Father was the main source of whatever that man or woman may have done. Like let's take King David as an example. When he numbered the children of Israel, if you read it, it says a spirit came upon him to do that. But of course, King David was a man after the Heavenly Father's own heart. So right after he did that and he realized, he quickly repented for it. But nonetheless, just to use that example, is that the Heavenly Father is what controls our actions. And the Heavenly Father is the one that's speaking, and no one's really listening outside of the men of the Lord, outside of the remnant, the men, women, and children of Yasharallah that believe. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. This is Job chapter 23, verse 14. It says, "For Yahweh speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not." So the Heavenly Father, he may speak once, he may speak twice, or he does speak once or speak twice, yet it says man perceiveth it not. A lot of people don't perceive, especially our people, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. The Heavenly Father will come to him one time, he'll speak to him, and how? Through one of his prophets or even a believer that believe in him. And to our people. And guess what happens? That our people may not be listening, may not perceive it. Sometimes us as, the hopeful elect, the men of the Lord that's doing the work of Yahweh. Sometimes the Lord says something to us, we don't perceive it right away. So you have to say it again for us to catch on. Sometimes, But nonetheless, the Lord speaks. And then he speaks again. And why he speaks again? Because you may not have heard it. Sometimes the Lord will speak a second time and people still don't perceive it. He may make him speak a third time. The Lord is patient. That's what it's saying. The Lord is very patient. He's long suffering. But a lot of our people don't listen. And in this day and age, the Heavenly Father is speaking. He is speaking. How is he speaking? He's speaking through the men of the Lord. He's speaking through the signs in the heavens and in the earth and the things that are going around the four corners of the earth. That is the Lord speaking. And guess what? Man does not perceive it. A lot of people don't perceive that it is the Lord that's doing these things. It is the Lord that is allowing these things to happen. But our people ain't listening. That's that divine communication, just to reference the Brother Gabar's video. Divine communication. The men of the Lord that are out on the highways and the byways, preaching and teaching the Lord's words. That's divine communication. But what happened? We've all seen it, and we see it week in and week out, a day in and day out. Whenever brothers go out, we see it. People walk by like we're not saying nothing. The syndrome of Dionne Warwick's son. That song she made years ago, "Walk On By." That's what they do. They walk on by, and the Lord is speaking, and He's been speaking for some time now. Starting with Abba Bivens back in the '60s, the Lord has been speaking, and today He is still speaking. But people ain't perceiving. People ain't listening. They ain't hearing. They ain't trying to hear the divine communication of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. But let's continue. Verse 15, it says, "In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then He openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instructions." So when we fall asleep, when men fall asleep, that's when the instructions from the Heavenly Father are put in us to do what we're going to do when we wake up. I'll use myself as an example. There have been plenty times where I have woken up from my sleep and the Lord put a lesson or lessons on my mind, on my spirit. And after I woke up, I woke up and I wrote those lessons out. That was the Lord putting the instructions on what I was going to do when I woke up for that day, is to do the work of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. There have been times where I wake up with a word that the Heavenly Father has put in my la'ab, one word, and it just ring and ring. And what I do, I go to the scriptures, because it inspires my la'ab to start thinking about specific scriptures to write, to do the work. So that's the Lord giving the instruction when we are sleeping. See, people think they got free will. People would not know what to do if they truly had free will. They would not know what to do. People would be lost. They would probably be walking around in circles because they wouldn't know what to do. People want to believe that we have free will. No, we don't. We are ordered and moved according to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. We do what the Lord wants us to do, whether it be good or bad. It is the Heavenly Father that is going to seal the instructions. That does, like it seals the instructions while we are asleep. But also the Lord seals right instructions. Why? Verse 17, that He may withdraw man from his purpose and his pride, and hide pride from man. So the Lord gives us instructions so that we won't destroy ourselves. But then also the Lord also gives instructions for us, to our people, to destroy themselves. So it's the Heavenly Father. It's a balance. But nonetheless, it's divine communication. If one goes off, the Heavenly Father has put that instruction within them to do that. So again, the Lord gives us instructions. Why? So that He can withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. Because man in this fleshly state, pretty much inherently wicked, meaning this flesh. You're going to go wrong. You're going to do wrong. So the Lord gives instructions to guide man, to keep man from certain things, to make a man go down a certain path. So He can withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. But let's continue. Verse 18, it says, He keepeth back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword. So the Lord also gives us instructions to stay out of trouble, to keep us from trouble, to keep us what? Our soul from the pit, and our life from perishing by the sword. So the Lord keeps us from destroying ourselves, because a lot of people do, and a lot of people will destroy themselves if it wasn't for the Lord, setting everything up and doing it and making things go how it's supposed to go, sealing that instruction, that divine communication. People would destroy themselves. We have seen it. I'm pretty sure we all know someone or people who have destroyed themselves. But guess what? That was the instructions. That was the divine communication that the Lord gave to that person or people to do such things. Look at Esau as an example. So it's the Lord that's in control. As it was the old school gospel song used to say, My mom used to listen to it all the time. That the song is God is in control. Well, Yahweh is in control. He really is in control. He's really in control. And he's really speaking. That divine communication. And our people are not perceiving. Hell, most of the world ain't perceiving. But the remnant, that cluster of the grape that the Lord kept unto himself, that 7,000 men that did not bow the knee to Baal, we're listening. Sometimes the Lord may have to say something to us 2 or 3 times. But nonetheless, the Lord don't have to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it for us to listen. But that's the long suffering of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. So the Lord is speaking, and right now he is still speaking. But a lot of people ain't perceiving. They're not listening to the divine communication. They don't understand that it is the Heavenly Father who put the instructions in us to do what we do, whether it be righteous or whether it be wicked. It is the Heavenly Father that is in control. And with that, Shalom.